Hey everyone, welcome to the Popverse. My name is Martin and I am so excited about today's interview. This is kind of a big deal from the Star Wars universe, but you also might know him from Attack the Block. He's been in a ton of fantastic other films, dramas, action. He's a fantastic leading man, and today I have with me John Boyega.
Good to see you, mate.
John, thank you so very much for being here.
Appreciate it.
How's your experience so far with C2?
It's fun so far, man. It's bigger than, I know it's growing every year, getting bigger, and loads of fans are coming down to kind of share their interest in the fandom. I've been meeting fans all up and down the place. I can't complain, man. It's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you've been several cons. This isn't the first one where I got to see you. You were also in Seattle at Emerald City.
Yeah.
The turnout's been really great. Do you enjoy the like doing the cons and seeing the fans?
I do actually, because there's a benefit there, you know, because usually we're communicating through media outlets and social media.
Yeah.
It's great to just have a face-to-face with people as passionate for your movies and films as I am, you know.
Nice.
So it's great to just come out, meet the people and interact. It's been good.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit about, before we get to the Star Wars stuff, is Attack the Block, because that's where I became a fan of you.
Yeah.
I found out you were being cast in Star Wars and got all excited.
Oh, crazy.
There's also been talk about an Attack the Block 2.
Yes.
Is that still something? Because you're a
Absolutely.
producer from what I've seen on IMDb.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I mean, we're collaborating hard. I mean, last time I spoke about it publicly, Joe was, getting cracking with the drafts. I had some phenomenal ideas, and Joe had some phenomenal ideas, and I kind of left that with him to go away and cook and write. So right now he's away cooking, and I've read 2 drafts so far.
Yeah.
I think that we've got 1 more, and then we're ready to go.
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
And it's the whole team, Narrow Park, everybody that came together to create the first one. I'm super keen on creating this sequel, so I'm really excited to do that.
That's
really
amazing.
Excited. Yeah.
So now, doing a film like Attack the Block
Yeah.
and the effects with that one, but not having as big a budget, did that prepare you for entering into the Star Wars universe and what was capable of being done with effects?
No, 100%. I also think because just interacting with physical effects, just getting used to the sci-fi genre, knowing that there might be some scenes you're looking at a green X, and then when you watch the movie, you're almost in front of the biggest alien you've ever seen. But just that Attack the Block being my first film was definitely it launched me into the system of what sci-fi movie making would be like, and since then I've been a huge beneficiary of those skills that I learned in my first gig. So.
Do you find the green screen with the X or the tennis ball, is that hard for you? I know some people, they have their process to get into place when they don't have that physical thing to interact with, but do you find it easy for you?
Yeah, it's super easy. I mean, I feel like people have been doing that since they were a kid. I think usually it's really about whether actors are comfortable enough within themselves to, just give energy to a reaction when you don't see nothing. You kind of have to embarrass yourself a little bit and break out of your own skin. And some people, it takes them a while to get to that place than others. So, but for me, it's fun. It's what we do. It's like playing, lava and jumping between the sofas as a kid. You just imagine and you get into it.
I love that. That's kind of a great example.
Yeah.
Well, so with a film like Attack the Block, and you do your Star Wars world, but then you go off and you're in The Woman King, which is a big film, and from a lot of aspects, not a digital effects film. It's very practical. That felt like a very gritty film. Did you like that transition into something that felt more grounded, historical, and gritty?
Yeah, no, I really did. Also from a heritage perspective, I'm British Nigerian, so I've got 2 passports, dual citizen. So to be a part of a film that is a part of my African heritage and history was very, very important. And I like versatility. I feel like range is based on your skill set. And an actor with range, it's kind of like getting money. You can spend it on this, that. So what do you want? What kind of character do you want to go for? And Gina Prince Bythewood choosing me to be this young, cocksure, charismatic to a certain extent type of king was really fun for me to just come and get involved in. And then it's Viola Davis. It's about working alongside greats as well, so that you can elevate and grow.
Yeah. Every now and then people will ask me, as someone who has created stuff, and they'll ask me about who would I ever want to work with or someone. Viola Davis is always like top 3.
She's phenomenal.
She's absolutely amazing.
I'm really dedicated to what she does, not only in front of the screen but behind the scenes as well, in development and producing. So, you know, there's always gems in there working alongside someone like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take it you would collaborate with her again.
She just need to give me the call. She know I'll be there.
We'll make sure to tag her on social media
I would
for
love
this
that.
one.
I would love that.
So you were talking about your heritage a little bit there, and if I understand right, both of your parents they do a lot of care for people. Your father is a minister, and your mom is a caregiver. Is that correct?
Yeah. Most of my life been a caregiver.
How does their helping with people, helping with culture, their sense of empathy, how has that helped you and defined you as an actor?
Well, it's perspective. I feel like when you have parents that are dedicated to, you know, helping other people out during their suffering, you as a byproduct get exposed to certain realities. I've had to travel with my dad a few times, going around the country in Nigeria to rural areas where they help out, provide water, school facilities, libraries, all of that kind of stuff. And I just think it exposes you to see the world from different perspectives, not just your safety bubble. And then also being appreciative of what we do have, especially in the West, where things are a bit more stable to a certain extent. Going to other countries, going to other nations where the simple things that we take for granted is kind of a reach to get to. It definitely makes you see perspective and be grateful for, you know, what you have. And that's something that they also instill at the same time, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, no, I love them. They're doing a good old job. Yeah.
That's great. Now, do they ever get recognized in any way? I don't know.
Yeah, they do. They do. They actually do. They actually do. I think a lot of the times when I've had them appear on social media or something, there's a familiarity, especially with the Star Wars fans. And my mom and dad has done all the Star Wars carpets, and sometimes they join me on the press tours. So usually they get recognized. They go to church. They go to a little party. They start giving them the higher seats, you know, because they get recognized. And you know, they always call me and tell me each fan that recognizes them. I'm like, okay, Mom, you're famous a little bit.
That's pretty great. Nice. So I want to dive into a little bit of Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, sure.
So I can personally tell you, I would love to see you in more Star Wars as the time goes by.
I appreciate it.
And as that happens, how would you like to see your character? Like, what would you like to see if you were the next director or executive producer that had a say in that?
You know, I have no idea because, I mean, I could have had an answer maybe during The Force Awakens because the kind of the benchmark, you know, the liftoff was there to kind of connect to a more full story. But now I have no idea. Like, obviously, I'd want him to be more established in whether he's a scoundrel, back to a stormtrooper, or a Jedi, whatever that is. I would want him to be more established and hashed out. And then perhaps just a film to connect Finn to potential great, you know, actors and characters that we haven't seen in the past movies would be something that I would be excited about. But I think right now it's about Daisy Ridley getting back to where she's probably in training right now, probably kicking her about over there. But not right now, it's about her getting back to work, and then I think, what's it called? It's called the something Knights, the next one. I think they've released the title, right? I
haven't seen an official release on the title.
Oh, okay.
So I don't like to be spoiled,
and
I feel like trailers reveal a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they do.
I try to keep myself kind of pulled back a little bit.
Yeah, no, I get it. But I know they're obviously preparing for Tokyo Celebration, so that's going to be the fixation for now.
Yeah.
And then we'll see if on the studio side they have any interest in Finn. But one thing I will say is that most of the fans, not all, but most of the fans definitely want Finn back and in a more larger capacity of the franchise, which is good to hear. You know? And even if it doesn't happen, it inspires me to go to other stuff and get that kind of quality role, since that's, you know, what the people are asking for.
Yeah. Well, and that's me being greedy. I want to see more because I really enjoyed you in Pacific Rim.
Oh, thank you.
And
Appreciate
having that lead and you being, I mean, you've been an action star, but you've also been a drama star.
Yeah.
And I see a fantastic place in Star Wars with you to be able to pull all of that stuff together and be something that's dramatic, that's touching for an audience, an empathetic character that is bold and strong.
Yeah, I would love that.
I'm writing your script over here.
No, that actually, that sounds quite good. But just a balance between the characters in which you all see their their strengths and their weaknesses would be great too. Like I'm really hoping even with Daisy Ridley's Rey, they make her struggle more. Mm-hmm. They make her earn it more. You know, that's part of Star Wars. Whether it's a guy or a girl, you just have to go through this journey. And I think that Star Wars fans appreciate things not coming easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'd love to see, you know, what that journey could possibly look like, you know, after the trilogy that we've just had.
So I've got one last question for you.
Sure.
I find this to be the hardest question. Don't like it when people ask me, what's your favorite movie? Or what are like a couple of top films for you?
Of all time, or Star Wars movies?
Of all time, outside of Star Wars, like outside. I know it's so difficult, and it's like a thermometer. It changes every day.
Yes, it does. But there's been a consistent one. Every year I have to watch this film, Coming to America, Eddie Murphy. That's one of my favorite films. I also like, what else I like? Bloody hell. Ooh.
So with that, would you do a person where you're multiple characters?
Oh, I just did that in They Cloned Tyrone with Jamie Foxx and Tiana Paris.
That's on Netflix. So
that's on Netflix. Yeah. So I play a
33-year-old,
a 78-year-old, a guy called Chester, like a few things. So I'm into that. I'm into versatility. I'm into range. So Coming to America, just that vibe, and then also being African. You know, being African and literally come into America is an experience that I feel like I relate to more. So that film has always been a classic in my book. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, man.
That's a good one.
Yeah, man.
So I really appreciate your time here.
No, thank you.
This is a great fan moment. This is hopefully a great fan moment for everybody else.
Yeah.
So for
and
everyone,
it's your first interview. You killed it.
This
man.
is my good.
You did it.
Excellent.
We're done now.
You have edit rights on there.
I'm sure you'll be fine. You'll be all right.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So everyone, thanks so much for your time on this. I hope all of you go and check out anything and everything that John ever does. He is a fantastic force out there in the art world of acting and producing. So make sure you check out more Popverse, and we'll see you on the next one.
Take care, guys.